Hello, everybody. Well, you want the good news first or the bad news? There's no good news today. So the traffic is backed up all the way to get into Disneyland, all the way out on the 5 freeway. I thought there's been no reservations the last few days, and I thought maybe last night at midnight they would open up some, but they didn't. And then I thought maybe by the time I got here this morning they would open up some, but they didn't. But I drove here anyways. And as I said, I'm literally in a parking lot of traffic all the way out to the 5 freeway. And so we got finally to where they're sending us a different way yet again. We got to where the parking garage was, and they sent us out the other way, and I thought, okay, they're going to let us go in that side or whatever. And then they sent us out over the other bridge down towards Disneyland Drive, and now they're sending us back yet another way. So I don't know if something's wrong or if the parking lot's full. I don't know if that's possible. But yeah, you can see the people coming from the other direction down Disneyland Drive now here, and they're sending them that way as well. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get even to downtown Disney at all. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna see if I can inch around this guy. Yep, no problem. Yeah, they've got it. Something's wrong. They've got everything. They've got things up here too. Big old signs. They've got it all shut down here. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm going back the other way, which there's not a soul in sight going the other way. Very few people have tried to turn. I guess they didn't want a chance getting a ticket or whatever. So I don't know what to say. What a complete waste of time. I can't even imagine what the security things look like if people are actually able to get in. So I'm over here by Simba parking lot now, but it doesn't look like they're letting anybody park here, which could be the problem. So all the people that normally park at the Simba lot can't even park there. So that may be some kind of indication that maybe the parking structure's full and they're just sending people out. The traffic was backed up all the way to the 405 freeway. So like if you're on not the 405, excuse me, the 5 freeway. So if you're trying to get off at Disneyland Drive, the traffic was backed way up. And then finally, when you can make your way to Disneyland Drive, I sent a picture to Jen to show her that for the people that aren't in the carpool, it's backed up, and then you can see the bridge going up and over, and it was all bumper to bumper as well. And I don't know if that's anything on the way here. The traffic on the other side was bumper to bumper. So I don't know if that has anything to do with that, or that's just coincidence or not. Okay, so I'm finally out on Catella, and there's no cars going in this direction, just like I said. It's really kind of weird. Either it's just a huge coincidence or whatever, but I'm not really sure what's going on. So, yeah, as I was saying, in case you just tuned in, the traffic is backed up all the way from the 5 freeway, a few exits before Disneyland Drive, and the exit, the carpool bridge is all backed up all the way from the freeway, from the carpool, and the regular Disneyland exit is backed up a few exits back. And then once we made our way down to the signal where you turn left to go in, they had the traffic detour going to the right towards Disneyland Drive. So we went over that bridge, and because they wouldn't let us in the parking lot that way either. And then when you get over that part, they had everybody detoured going to the right down that street, which I think is Magic Way, if I remember right. But that was all bumper to bumper. And finally I made my way past that to get to the symbol lot, and the symbol lot is completely empty, and there's a sign there that says something to the effect of no parking or whatever. And that's when I was able to, people were kind enough to let me over to the left, and I just got out of there and continued down the other way of Disneyland Drive, where obviously, like I said, no one wants to go that way, so it was opened up, and then I was able to turn west onto Catella, and no one's on that except for now I'm on Catella, and I think this is probably just normal morning commuter traffic now, which is kind of bumper to bumper down Catella. But I think this is just normal stuff, or it's a lot of people like me that are just turning around and leaving. So I don't know. You know what? Thinking about it, it maybe had something to do with that earthquake this morning. There was an earthquake at 7:30 this morning, so maybe they had to shut stuff down. I'm sorry if you guys are asking questions and stuff in the chat. There's no way I can look down at the chat right now. That's the only thing I can think of. But then again, like I said, this week has been sold out for reservations. And I don't know. Maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe it's been sold out, and maybe because of the earthquake they had to shut stuff down. Maybe they weren't letting people in the parking structure because something happened with the earthquake. I have no idea. These are all just guesses. I have no idea. But maybe that's why they were turning people around, going the other direction. I think it was probably, oddly enough, worse for the people in the carpool lane, because the carpool lane, it's just that lane going over the bridge, and then everybody has to stick to the left to go into the parking lot, to where the people on the right, they were able to turn them to the right, because the right two lanes. I'm just rambling. I don't know. But it's crazy. It definitely got my anxiety through the roof once we hit that traffic, and then when I started seeing all the nonsense going on, a little bit of a panic attack set in. I was sitting up on top of that second bridge where they detoured us from going into the parking structure, and they detoured us to the right to go over that bridge to Disneyland Drive, where you can see the parking structure on the right. And we were stuck on top of that bridge for, 10 minutes or so. Had a slight little panic attack. Okay, I'm going to stop. I don't know if it's possible, if I can even read the chat. Yeah, it's hard to read from here. I'm sorry, I can't read the chat, everybody. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. In case you're just tuning in again, the traffic was backed up on the 5 freeway. Probably a couple exits, 2 or 3 exits before Disneyland Drive, for both the carpool lane and the regular exits. And then once we finally inched our way up to the parking lot, they were turning everybody right. And so then we had to go up and over that bridge, and they wouldn't let anybody go that way. So once you get over that bridge, they were turning everybody right again. I think to go down Magic Way, I think. Which I'm not sure why they didn't just send them straight down Disneyland Drive or whatever, but... So that's what I did right there. I tried to inch my way over to the left, and people were kind enough to let me over. Because like I said, my anxiety was pretty much through the roof, and when I'm having a little bit of a panic attack, I just want to get out of there. I know it sounds crazy, but so I was able to get out of there, get down by the Simba lot, and the Simba lot looks like it was closed. Nobody was in it. They weren't letting anybody in the Simba lot. There was a sign. I couldn't read exactly what it said, but it was something, obviously, to the effect of no parking or whatever. And so I was able to inch my way down that, get down to Catella and go west, and that's where I'm at now. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not. Like I was saying before, the freeway on the other side going towards Disneyland was a total parking lot. So I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. Because on my side, going towards Disneyland, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was normal traffic, 9 a.m. traffic, whatever. But oddly enough, going the other way, it was parking lot bumper to bumper traffic. So I don't know. Any guess? I have no idea. Like I said, this week the reservations have been sold out, oddly enough, during the week, which is really strange in itself. And then there was an earthquake at 7:30 this morning, so maybe that had something to do with. Maybe they had to shut the parking lot down, the parking garage. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea at all. But as bad as it was for me, I guess it could always been worse, right? I mean, trying to think how. But I'm sure it could have been worse for somebody, some other situation. So I'm just taking side streets right now because, like I said, on the way here, the freeway going in the other direction was bumper to bumper. So I don't want to go sit in that for the rest of the afternoon. I'd rather just take side streets and get back home whenever I get back home, which usually, if I take side streets to get home to and from Disneyland, it's usually about an hour and a half to take side streets. Which would probably put me at home about, let's see if I've been going 10:30. I don't know. Nuts. Crazy. I'm sorry I can't read the chat. I guess I could pull over someplace and chat to you guys for a bit and see what's going on. See what you have to say. And luckily I have the streaming app on my phone. So that's what I did real quick. As I was sitting there, I just had my phone in the cradle thing here and just pulled up the app on my phone and started this because all my gear's in my backpack, my gimbal and streaming phone and all that stuff. So what a bummer. I'm trying to look down at the chat here while I'm at the signal, but it's just useless. I can't. Looks like they finally got through paving this section of Catella down here, because it was pretty bad. Oh, I guess it was a short piece of it. Excuse me. Man, I'm starving too. I haven't had anything to eat yet today at all. I need to get me some food. Kind of glad I didn't stop and get. I haven't had Starbucks in like 5 years, and last night was a rough night. I didn't get any sleep at all. A.m. and then laid there and tossed and turned and got up a couple times and 7. So I was like telling myself, well, so that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm a ways away from Disneyland now, and I think I'm just dealing with the normal Catella traffic. I think I'm outside of the perimeter far enough. What a bummer. It's crazy too, because like not being able to sleep, I was kind of had a little plan in my head about what I wanted to do today. That's kind of a huge bummer. So we're definitely going to be coming on Saturday and or Sunday, or no, Saturday for sure, maybe Sunday. And I'm not really sure about the times yet, so I think we might be doing an evening on Saturday, and I think Jen wants to rope drop on Sunday. I think is the plan, because she has school on Monday, so she can't stay out late on Sunday. So that's probably the plan, in case you're wondering. And like I keep saying, I'm going to try and stick to this Tuesday, Thursday thing. I do Tuesday and Thursday mornings around 10:30. But I think I'm going to make this a lesson learned, and if I look and see some type of situation where the weekdays are sold out like this again, to maybe just not even try, if that's the situation. It's really weird. We came on a Friday, when was it, last week? And it was similar, but not near as bad as it was today, where the traffic was really bad. And when we got to security, if you were watching, the line just to get into security was all the way out of the little designated security zone there, and going back down the other way by the restrooms, by the escalators. That was pretty crazy. And then when we got out to the Esplanade, both lines getting into DCA and to Disneyland were almost meeting. They were coming out towards the middle. It was pretty bad. Excuse me. So, in case you're just tuning in, I'll go ahead and repeat this one last time. I've already talked about it twice now. Heading towards Disneyland this morning, the traffic going in the opposite direction was bumper to bumper. And as I approached Disneyland Drive, probably 2 or 3 exits before Disneyland Drive, it was backed up. And then same with the carpool lane. And by the time we got to the Disneyland Drive exit, the carpool lane was backed up all the way over the bridge and backed up where I was at. I took a picture and sent it to Jen so she could see it. Maybe I'll post it for you guys later on. And I should have took some more as I approached it, but I was trying to pay attention. And because what happened is by the time we got up to the exit of the Disneyland Drive, they were making everybody go to the right. So then I thought, okay, they're going to send us in that other entrance or whatever, and then they had that all combed off, and they sent us to the right over that other bridge. And then once you get over that other bridge, they had a bunch of traffic things where they were sending everybody to the right again. I think down Magic Way, I think it is. And I didn't want to sit there again. Like I was saying before, my anxiety was through the roof, and when I was sitting on top of that second bridge, that's kind of having a little bit of a panic attack. So by the time we got over that second bridge, and they were sending everybody right again down Magic Way, I think it was, I inched my way over back to the left as much as I could. People were kind enough to let me over, and made it down to the Symbol Lot. And the Symbol Lot was closed too. There was nobody in it. I mean, as far as I could see when I looked, it looked like it was empty, but you can't really see over that wall part. So, and then there was a sign there letting people know not to even enter the parking lot. I couldn't see exactly what the sign said, but it was something like obviously no parking or whatever. So I don't know what was going on. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it had something to do with the earthquake at 7:30 this morning. Maybe they had to shut down the parking garage. I have no idea. I'm just literally guessing. It could have been all just a total coincidence because, like I said, these days have been sold out, which is very rare. You don't really see weekdays selling out in advance, but these weekdays have been sold out. So I don't know if you had noticed and looked at the reservations, but yesterday, today, and so anyways, after the Symbol Lot, I was able to stay over to the left and get down to the edge of where Disneyland Drive hits Catella, and nobody else, I guess, was doing what I was doing, as the signs were saying to do. And my guess is they were weeding everybody out towards Walnut. I have no idea why they would do that. Maybe they're having them go back around. I don't know. So I just went back down towards Catella, got down Catella, and basically I've just been dealing with normal traffic, I guess. Well, it's almost 11 now, so I guess there is quite a bit of traffic out for 11 a.m. But So yeah, I'm heading west back down Catella. See, there's more of those signs there. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I couldn't read it. I doubt if it had anything to do with Disneyland. I'm quite a ways away from Disneyland now. But, yeah, so bummer. I don't know what to say. It sucks. We will definitely be back in the parks on Saturday. I think it's going to be a late afternoon and evening. We'll go all night as we usually do until 1 in the morning. And then I think Jen's going to rope drop on Sunday for probably a half day up until the evening, because she has work the next day. And then I'm going to try to stick to this Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Like 10:30 in the morning-ish. As long as try to do that again. Because it's just not worth it. It wasted my whole morning. And not just a waste of morning, but the stress and anxiety dealing with the situation. It's crazy. Sent my anxiety through the roof. Had a little bit of a panic attack there on that bridge. That second bridge. You're just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and everything's closing in on you. Well, it does to me anyways. I start freaking out thinking I gotta get out of there. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. Heading back home. I'm taking side streets the whole way because taking side streets usually takes about an hour and a half to get back home on side streets. But to me, it's worth it of not being stuck in that parking lot, because, as I was saying, as I was driving towards Disneyland, the other side of the freeway was completely bumper to bumper. So I don't know what was going on with that. I didn't see any accidents, but it was packed. I think maybe what I'll do is I'm sure this isn't much fun for you guys. So I think maybe as soon as I can find a place to pull over, maybe I'll just check. So, as soon as I'll chat with you guys a bit and see what's going on with the chat. My backpack, so I'm starving. I haven't had anything to eat all day today yet. So, and if you know me, I gotta eat like every 2 hours. You ever seen that that Snickers commercial where you get hangry? That's me every 2 hours. I'm starving every 2 hours, starving to death. I don't eat every 2 hours, I'm starving to death. Jen's probably laughing right now if she's able to see this. I doubt it though. Jen's been so busy at work. They moved her into a new position. She's still with special needs students, but rather than being like in the, well, they call it the one-on-one, but they usually stick Jen with like 2 or 3 different students. to where usually the one-on-ones are, that's why they call it a one-on-one. And the special needs student's able to go in with the general classroom with everybody. But she can explain it better, or she probably already has explained it to you guys. But now she's in just one big classroom that's designed just for all the special needs students. And particular student she's paired with is very violent, kicking, biting, running, breaking things, all kinds of stuff, so it's quite hard. Been able to even take a second to answer texts or phone calls, or more or less watch this just to see what was going on. And I really can't find any place just to pull over. Second here at this signal, I'm going to try and dig in my bag here. I hope all of you are having a great day. Hope everything's good with you guys. I ran out of my homemade bread that I love so much that Jen makes, so I had to put it on a bun, almond butter on a bun. Man, I got sunscreen all over me for no reason at all now. What a bummer. I hate putting on sunscreen. But you know what I hate worse than putting on sunscreen? Being sunburned. So I'm all slathered in sunscreen. My son looked at me and says, I think you didn't get all your shaving cream off. I'm like, what? I go, oh, that's sunscreen. He goes, well, you didn't get it all wiped in. I go, oh, I'm not very good at that. Yeah, traffic is pretty bad here in Canal. I can't imagine why there would be so much traffic on Canal at, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure you guys in the chat have already put into the chat what's going on. I still have no clue. Wish I could read the chat. They need to make it so you can read the chat aloud. Need to do a live streaming like on Zoom. Hear each other. That would be cool. We should try that. It probably wouldn't work very well at all. How many people can you actually have on a Zoom call? The really bad thing about eating almond butter and bread, just like eating peanut butter and bread, gets stuck. Okay, I think I found some place where I can pull over and chat for a bit. Finally, I was able to get over. Oh, it's a weird parking lot. Oh my gosh, look at all the people in the drive-through lane. That many people want Del Taco at 11 a.m.? Wow. I guess today's traffic day. The line to get in the drive-through. That's just nuts. I mean, I've seen 5 or 10 cars in the Del Taco parking lot, but this is just absurd. Look, if you could see what I see, man, that's just ridiculous. What has Del Taco got to offer that's that good? Or is it just maybe it's the only thing around? Because I really didn't see anything else. That's probably what it is, huh? It's the only thing around. Okay. Oh, I'm taking off that seatbelt. All right. I'm not sure how far back I can go. Cap says, this reminds me of the old SNL. Urge Deep Thoughts with Jack Hanley. So, hello, Cap. Pirate Girl. Share. You can get text-to-speech, I think, through this app. Sanchez. They were just talking amongst themselves, obviously, because chat screwed up. I'm so happy the weather cooled down. You know what? It was ridiculous at our house. 93 degrees inside our house. It was ridiculous. Painful. We were all taking turns taking cold showers. Hello, Vananda. John Wahey, I already said hello. Dash of Disney, hello. Linda Lou, hello. Boy, long time no talk, Linda Lou. How are you? How's the family? Tell Winks I said hello. If anybody isn't already subscribed to Winks Wild Ride, make sure you get over there and subscribe to them. They're awesome. And there's Theme Park Casual. Same with Theme Park Casual. I'm sure you guys are all subscribed to him as well, but get on over there and subscribe to him. If any of the mods are in the chat that they could drop those links for me, that'd be great. Kind of hurts the neck sitting like that. girl Trish has a link as well too. Anybody else that's in the stream, if you guys can drop links for anybody that has links, that would be great. Thank you for helping out, mods. You guys are awesome. Oh, Main Street Phantom says the epicenter was there. I just laid in bed and wrote it out. Like I said, I was up about 7 o'clock and just laid there for a little bit. Haunted Mermaid. Hi, Haunted Mermaid. She has a link as well. Someone can drop that link. Hello, Chad Pritchard. What's going on, man? I don't even want to talk football to you right now because, well, you know why. That was an embarrassment. There's always a next game, right? Halloween. Okay, let me go back to the new comments. I think I went back as far as I could go. So if you guys have any questions for me or anything you want to tell me, and I missed them, go ahead and put them in right now. Thank you, Trish, for putting in the links for me. Hi, Donald's fan. And thank you, CL, for putting in the link. Oh boy. Wow. Crazy, crazy morning. You know, the whole thing could be just a coincidence too. Maybe there was traffic on the freeway because there was an accident. Just coincidentally came at the same time. Way too many coincidences though. I don't know. Cap says, love the thumbnail, Donnie, long live Rush. Yes. Cool, thank you. Pirate Girl Trish says, somehow I've missed why you aren't. Oh. And Disneyland. Blame my husband. Give him a big hug. I hope you guys are doing well. CL, thank you so much. I know I'm just boring as can be. I'm not as exciting as Jen is. Very boring. So, Trish, I'll just give it to you real quick because I've already said it like 3 times. Traffic on the way to Disneyland today was normal traffic, I guess, for like the 9 a.m. traffic. Disneyland has started getting a little worse. Going in the opposite direction, the traffic was bumper to bumper for some reason. I have no idea why. When we started getting really close to Disneyland, maybe like 2 or 3 exits before Disneyland, it was bumper to bumper trying to get off, and same even in the carpool lane. By the time you reach the exit, the traffic was backed up well over that bridge for the carpool lane, and same for us that aren't carpooling. So we get down to the end of the exit, that road was all backed up. So by the time we got down to the part where you could go into the parking lot, they had everybody going towards the right. They had cones there and everything. So we couldn't go into the parking lot. So I have no idea for the reasons for any of these things. So then as they sent us around to the right, I thought, okay, maybe they're going to let us in the other way or whatever. And that's kind of where my anxiety started going through the roof. And sitting on that bridge for like 10 minutes. I was having a little bit of a panic attack. I just wanted to get out of there. That's what it does to me. And so finally got over that bridge, and then they were sending everybody to the right again, I think down Magic Way, I think it was. And I just wanted to get out of there. So people were kind enough to let me over, so I kept inching over to the left. And made it around that, made my way down to the symbol lot, and there was a sign in front of the symbol lot. I couldn't see exactly what it said, but obviously something to the effect of no parking or whatever. And as I looked, it looked like the symbol lot was empty. I mean, it could just be all, but everything in my vision was completely empty. As I went past the symbol lot, you know, I said, you know, I'm just going to get out of here because this is just ridiculous now. Because is that where I turned you guys on finally, because it was getting close to 10:30, my start time? Yeah, I think that's right, where I turned you on. I couldn't get to my gear inside my bag, but luckily I had the streaming app on my normal phone, which is what I'm on right now. So I just turned it on my normal phone and left it in the cradle here as I was driving. And finally made my way down to Catella, was able to go west on Catella, and traffic on Catella was pretty light, I guess, but then it started backing up again, and it was pretty heavy traffic throughout Catella. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that could just be normal morning traffic for Catella, but 10:30, 11, you know, whatever. Even just before I got off here at Del Taco parking lot, it was, I mean, it was pretty bad. I have no idea. Maybe it's a whole huge coincidence. As I was telling everybody else before, the weekdays have been sold out. Like, you can't get reservations. And so I don't know what's going on with that, because I never see that. I never see the weekdays sold out in advance. And then I said, I don't know, maybe it had something to do with the earthquake this morning. Maybe they had to shut the parking lot down, the garage. I have no idea. Maybe it was just full. Maybe it was... So I made my way out of there. Said I'm already a half hour late. And who knows what would happen when I get in a parking garage, if I was able to get in. And then, you know, the security line. And then the entrance to get in the gates, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I didn't want to spend 4 hours of my time just trying to get into the place and then have to just turn around and leave. No, thank you, everybody. Don't be thanking me. I'm not doing anything. You guys are awesome. Trish says, I'm with you. Get out while you can. I guess normal people, which I am not, my anxiety is so ridiculously out of control. You know, I'm sure, like Jen, she would just sit there and just cruise with it, you know, turn the music on and just be happy. You know, she'd sit in the traffic for whatever, an hour. Oh, they detoured you this way, detoured you. She'd be fine, just cruising, you know. She has really bad anxiety as well, but go with the flow. You know, she's able to handle stuff like that. She would just, you know, relax, sing her music, and, you know, find a place to get in and deal with it. I can't do that. I love that name, Catella. I have, man, it's hard to read. I have no, oh. Now I lost it. Sorry, trying to get back to that comment. I couldn't. Chat messed up on me. Okay, I love that name. Till I have no clue why. If I had breathed, it's hard to sometimes. Yeah. Kiki and Luca. Hello, Kiki and Luca. Okay. Is this Autopia? Yeah. Hi, Gladys. Kiki and Luca, how many ice creams should I donate? Did you swing by the Toy Story lot? Are they just not letting anyone in anywhere? I should have hung a left rather than a right down Catella to take a look at that. I think India to just go down to Toy Story lot and see what's going on there, see if they're not letting anybody in that lot, and then you knew something was up, or if they were, and I just catch the bus. And then go in that way. Yeah, but I think, like I said, my anxiety was so high, all my brain was just telling me to just get out of there. I was watching your stream last night, TPC. That Star Wars thing they did for the Make-A-Wish kids was awesome, and it was cool that you got to meet. I'm the world's biggest ninja watcher now. I really don't type in the chats anymore. Anyways, I'm just a huge ninja watcher now. I think I'm all caught up in the chat. Anything you want to say before I get back on the road? Now's your chance. You can look, a lot of bands, even popular bands, play at small venues and can't charge that much. How do they make money? Yeah, Kiki and Luca, that's such a long conversation. So I don't even know how to make it short. The gist of it is this. If you're talking about bands that are on a label, the label wants you to get out there and play. Because if you play, you're going to get more airplay, more records sold, stuff like that. And then they give you tour support money. You sell merch. There's a lot involved. It's not just a short answer that I can give you. And then you have to deal with the promoters, the venues, and negotiate prices, and there's so much involved. There's things called riders that the bands have that they have to have everything that they request, and they have to work that out, even as far as logistics, hotels, hospitality, pay. The list just goes on and on and on. So it's really hard. Struggling bands, it's really, really hard. That's kind of like I said, it's a long story, but that's the gist of it. You literally, it's just basically like a job at some point for some bands. For some artists, it's just like a normal job like everybody has. You just have to work because you have to pay the bills. And you're in debt, just like most people. You have credit card debt, car payments, house payments. And you just have to keep working. You just have to keep touring. And you do it up until the day you die. For a lot of these people that are in bands that, some bands that were even huge, you know, back in the day, whether it's the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever it happens to be, even the 2000s, you know, some bands were even huge, but then, you know, they're not huge. So you still got to pay those bills. Sometimes it's bad decisions as far as investing your money, spending your money, alcohol, drugs. I mean, there's so much involved. But yeah, it's just like anybody else, man. It's just a job. Hey, Peter, how you doing, man? Love you, bro. Thank you for being here. If the mods can drop his link, that'd be great, too. The link is NDD. Casual says, bummer you couldn't make it. The park was looking forward to it. Thank you, Casual. Yeah, thank you. Cap, Dream Theater's posted tour dates. Yep. Here says, I knew Tommy Gavin, and he said the same thing. He was a great estate agent for a while. Yeah. Totally understand, man. Kiki Lucas says, we can do this again next time. I have anxiety too. When my wife makes me go. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was a joke, because that's how most husbands are with their wives. When they take them shopping, they just want to get out. But yeah, I'm the same way, though. You know, I'll be completely brutal honest with you guys, as I always am. I don't really. I mean, I know my story. I know you know my story. Most of you do, where I just became a total shut-in. But, you know, a year ago when I talked myself into getting these Disneyland passes and doing this, that was the one and only thing I did. It still had been quite some time since I did anything. I was a total shut-in. And I literally hadn't gone to any stores at all, period, for well over 4 years. I know that sounds kind of crazy and stupid to some people, but I literally didn't go into any stores, any place actually. I didn't do anything for 4 years. And then when I did the Disneyland thing, that kind of helped me get back a little bit into it. And yeah, it's real hard to talk about. But, you know, I've said before, I say at the end of every one of our streams, Chris Provost, you know, if it weren't for him speaking to me, I never probably would have been where I'm at now, which is a huge, huge baby step, if that makes sense. It's a lot, you know, yeah. So without rambling on about it, yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about, but anxiety is a messed up thing, you know. So It's definitely nothing to joke about. So I feel for you. And, like I said, ever since Chris Provost gave me the urge to realize that I have self-worth, and get up and do something, I try and pay that forward every day that I can. So if there's anybody out there listening to this, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pay it forward. I'm obviously not in this. I'm not sure if anybody is. I can't speak for other people that are doing what I do. So, trying to get out of this parking lot. This guy at the truck wants to be the bigger bully, I guess. I'm sitting there waiting to go out, and I let him come in, and he wouldn't let me go because he wanted to go the way I was. But sometimes you got to be the bigger person and let the big bully in the truck do what he wants to do. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm trying to pay it forward because, I'm not in this whole Disneyland thing to make money. Although it would be great if I made enough to at least break even. Because if you don't know, everybody that's doing what we do, we spend a lot of money every month doing what we're doing for all the bills and the phone and on and on and on. But I'm in it to pay it forward, I'm in it to not only hopefully better myself a little bit, but to pay it forward and let other people know that are going through what I go through, that you are a better person than you think you are. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't think down about yourself. Get up and do it, and if you can't do it and you need to seek help, seek help. There are a lot of places you can reach out to. Start with your doctor. Start with calling numbers. Just looking on Google. Do something to help yourself. It's rough, it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's literally a battle that I fight not only every day, pretty much every minute of every day. So, and it's weird because it can happen to anybody. I was never like the way I am right now. Looking back into it on my life, I think I've had anxiety my entire life, but as a kid, I was indestructible. I did everything. I was at the beach. I was racing motocross. I was, on and on and on. Playing music. Touring. In the studio. Making records. Whatever it was. And then one day about, I think maybe 20 years ago, so it started creeping up on me a little worse. Worse and worse and worse. And then, things keep piling up. You keep getting more stress. There's all kinds of factors that can lead into it that do it to you. Losing a job, your loved ones getting sick and dying. There's all kinds of things that stack up. And I was going through a lot of them. My stack was getting really, really high. So the last handful of years, mine has been out of control. Out of control. So, and it can be a lot worse. Without getting into details on that, I've seen and I've had friends and relatives and family, and on and on and on. So reach out to somebody, okay? If you think you've got a problem, you might have a problem. If you think you might have anxiety, you might have anxiety. Stress, whatever it happens to be. You are a good person. Don't think that you're not a good person. And don't think that you're not worth, because you are worth. Get help if you need it. Do it. Do it. I'm sitting in traffic again. I pulled out of that parking lot and I'm back in traffic. I've been sitting here like this at this stop for a couple minutes now. I don't know what's going on. It's one of those days, people. One of those days. I'll just keep chatting. As I know it's probably boring as boring can be. But you guys want to hang with me? You can hang with me. I'll just keep it on until I get back homeward. I may be chatting to nobody. There might be 0 people in the chat right now. I have no idea. Everybody's like, I don't want to hear this. I'm out of here. I tuned in to see some Disneyland stuff. What's going on? This isn't Disneyland. Like Kiki and Lucas says, is this Autopia? Oh man, is this a Der Wiener Schnitzel up on the right? Are you kidding me? I used to love Der Wiener Schnitzel. I used to like Del Taco too. I can't believe that Del Taco parking lot I was just in where that drive-thru was that long. And it wasn't even really lunchtime yet. I mean, I guess lunchtime for the people that go to work at like 5 or 6. I can see the yellow road. It is a Der Wiener Schnitzel. Oh my goodness. How many people like Wiener Schnitzel? I used to love going there back in the day when I was able to eat beef and pork. I haven't had beef and pork in like over 20 years, by the way. But anyways, the best thing at Wiener Schnitzel, and I know I'm going to probably freak some people out, because everybody's saying, oh, the corn dogs, oh, the chili dogs, whatever. Best thing at Wiener Schnitzel. And if you still go there, or you want to go there, take my word for it and try this. Are you ready? You got a pencil and a paper? Get the chili cheese dog with mustard and sauerkraut. Now don't forget that. That's what I have nicknamed the gut bomb. Chili, cheese, mustard, sauerkraut. And that's what I used to eat all the time. That's awesome. You gotta have the fries with it too. You can stick the fries in the hot dog if you want. But as long as you're taking a bite of the hot dog and a bite of fries, you're all good. The gut bomb. Chili, cheese, mustard, sauerkraut. I can eat at least 2 of those every time I went there. And still get a side of the little corn dog, mini corn dogs. Because the corn dogs were great too, and the mini corn dogs. With mustard, by the way. Don't put anything on your corn dogs other than mustard. No ketchup on your corn dogs, people. That's blasphemy. No ketchup on your hot dogs. Unless you're like 3 years old. You can put ketchup on your fries if you want. I put ketchup on my fries sometimes if I don't have ranch. I'd rather have ranch dressing on my fries. Ketchup on your onion rings. That's a whole other story. So I heard, going off on yet another tangent, because I'm sitting here in traffic. I know when I reported that when the Hungry Bear closed, because the Hungry Bear is where I used to go to get my onion rings at Disneyland, and when it closed, and then they made an announcement that they were changing it to Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, and then they announced the menu, and onion rings were nowhere to be found on the menu. But I did hear a slight little rumor that they may still be keeping the onion rings. But if they were, why weren't they on the menu? So we can only cross our fingers at this point. They are doing, I guess, posting up the walk-up menus now for when you walk up, because they have it all covered up. So cross our fingers that the onion rings won't be going away. But I know CL has told me that they have onion rings over in DCA at the goodness, my brain's not working. At the barbecue place over there. Can't think right now. Concentrating on the road, this traffic, and but I have yet to try those over there in DCA. Oh, blinking red lights. That's always fun when you get to it. Oh yeah, honk the horns, that makes it all better. It's crazy today, people. Mama told me there'd be days like these. Look down and I see Lynn. Hello, Lynn. And I see CL saying Smoke Jumpers Grill. That's it. Hi, Lynn. How's George? How are you guys? And thank you, Holly, for posting George's link. Okay, can't look down anymore. This section here where Catella turns into Willow in Long Beach is literally the worst place to be, man. If you guys aren't familiar with the area, this is where the roads are horrible. I can't even explain to you how bad they are. And the reason why the roads are so bad is because they're traveled 24/7 by semi-trucks. And that's because all the ports deliver to all these places in Long Beach, and the trucks drive down here to get their loads. And that's why there's so much traffic through here, especially with semi-trucks. And that's why the roads are so horrible. It's always best to avoid this area if you can. But like I said, I'm just taking it slow right now because everything I've been through this morning with traffic on the freeways and stuff like that, I would rather be here than sitting in a freeway parking lot. Go around this egg timer. Any of you know what that's from? Go around this egg timer. And of course, just like you should be doing every time you're driving, watch the speed limit. But I'll tell you this much, man, on these roads, you better be doing the speed limit because they will get you. Oh my goodness. I can feel the anxiety. It was pretty high. Because you'll freak out. I'll just say that the normal resting heart rate is right around 70, unless you're like some major athlete, like football players. Their resting heart rate is really low. And mine was about double that. That's like borderline of get me to the emergency room heart rate. Yeah. Mine's at 100 right now. I don't mind telling you because for me that's pretty good. That's because I'm in my car, I'm traveling, there's no confined thing going on like it was. I'm talking to you, which is really helping, by the way, so thank you. Thank you for letting me talk, even though I don't even know if anybody's in the chat right now. I mean, I look down frequently, I can see somebody's in there for sure. And I'm sorry to the people that tuned in expecting to see Disneyland and didn't get to see it. I apologize again for that. But thank you for being with me. Like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this on until I get back close to home, because it does help me, gives me something to talk to. And like I said, my heart rate's down to 100 right now, which for me is pretty good. Man, almost 3 hours I've been in my car. That's nuts. I feel bad for the people that come from far away. I know Peter's in the chat. He comes from far away. I know Casual's in the chat. He comes from far away. Main Street Cowgirl, Katie and Anthony come from really far away. I feel bad. I always feel like I shouldn't even say anything, because it's just like, really? You think you got a hard drive? Like I said, if I take side streets from my house to Disneyland, it's about an hour and a half. And I think that's what Casual and Peter both drive, I think, on a normal basis. If the traffic is good, I think they can both make it in like an hour and a half. Told me when the traffic's decent, it takes them like 2.5. That's nuts, man. So I feel like I should never complain. But yet I do. Every time the traffic's bad or there was an accident on the freeway or whatever, I still complain, man, it took me forever to get here. No, it didn't take me forever. I think leaving my house from my door to the parking lot, let's just say from the time I get into my car, from the time I get out of my car in the parking lot, if there's no traffic at all, it would be about 45 minutes. If there's literally no traffic, and I'm talking about no lines at the parking lot to get in, because sometimes that can mess you up too. Last Friday when we were at those lines, I think we sat in the parking lot line for like a half hour. It was ridiculous. So imagine if you're like one of the people I just mentioned, you drive all that way, and then you have to sit at the parking lot line for a half hour. And then after you go through the booth, you got to go up the ramps and find a space. Then you go wait in the lines security, you go wait in the lines for the tram, you go wait in lines for the gate, and then you finally get in, and it's time to go home. Oh boy. Thank you again for hanging out with me, everybody. Seriously. Thank you, and I apologize once again for no Disneyland stream today. But we will definitely be back in the parks on Saturday. I think Saturday we're going to do a afternoon and evening one, all the way up until like 1 in the morning as we usually do. And on Sunday, I think Jen may be doing a rope drop, a morning and afternoon stream. I'm not certain yet about either of those, and I'm going to try to continue to do these Tuesday and Thursday morning ones. And hopefully something like this doesn't happen again. Because as I said, I've never seen these weekday reservations selling out like they have been. So if that's any indication that the weekday reservations are selling out in advance, I think I may just not even try to go, because it seems like everybody's trying to get there at once. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if you guys know I'm colorblind, so I can't really tell colors, but have you seen like the cell phones that have, I think they call it incandescent colors, where to me, I can't really describe it properly because I'm colorblind, but when you move it, it looks like kind of like a prism, you know, where it like changes colors or whatever. I just saw a car like that. That's what it looked like to me anyways. It's kind of cool. Wow, they closing that place down? Looks like they did, huh? Bummer. Lots of impatient people on the road right now, pulling out in front of me. I was telling Jen, you know, these are the impatient lunchtime people. And you can tell the people going to lunch versus the people trying to get back to work from lunch, because you get all the traffic for the lunchtime traffic, but the people that are driving really, really nuts, rudely weaving in and out of people, honking, cutting you off, those are the people that went to lunch and didn't factor in that there may be traffic, there may be lines wherever they're going to get food, whatever it happens to be, and they're in a panic to get back to work on time. They're freaking out, man. That's the difference. Lunchtime traffic's bad no matter what, but the people getting back to work are worse than the people leaving work going to lunch. Gosh, this traffic is just nuts, man. It's literally, I can't even press the accelerator. I'm just literally, with my foot on the brake, just moving forward. You have people like this that just are so impatient. This guy's either going to drive down the middle lane, or he's just going to, I think he, oh, I see what happened to him. So he was either going to try and flip a U, which he couldn't because the traffic, oncoming traffic is way too much. But he was going to try and get in the middle lane and drive down the middle lane. But then there was someone, oh, he's crossing over the doubles too. Gosh. But there was someone in the median lane coming the other way. Yeah. Oh my goodness. See what I'm saying? Hey, there's a wild, wacky inflatable. How do you say that? Wild, wacky inflatables. Okay, I'll look down real quick. Lynn says, I've seen some pretty awesome wraps on cars. Oh, yeah. That probably could have, that's what it could have been on. Robin says the earthquake woke her up. Yeah, I was just laying there in bed when the earthquake went off. I just, like, surfed it out. Don't apologize. This has been great. Thanks, Cap. I doubt it's been fun, but... Here says, Mythbusters did a show on how swearing helps you manage pain. Good enough for me. You know, it's weird, on the subject of quote-unquote swearing. It's weird, you know, obviously, you know, when you're in your teens, you go through that, in your 20s, and, you know, when I started playing professionally in music at 16, and especially in my 20s, where I was, you know, out on the road or in a studio or whatever, playing, you know, 4 nights a week, whatever it happened to be, you go through those things where everybody just, you know, swears, cusses, and I was pretty bad at it. When my son was born, I promised myself I was going to not do it anymore at all, period. And I became really, really good at it, unless something really, really, if I swear, then something's wrong. That's like literally well over 20 years now, 20 something years I've made a night and day. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe I need to swear every time I talk. Maybe I'll be cured of all my ailments if I just start swearing every other word. That's funny. That makes me laugh. Thanks for making me laugh. That's awesome. And my heart rate's at 97. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is pull over and wrap this up. Probably find a place to get over here. Wow, I didn't realize how late it is. It's after 12 already. Let me think for a minute here. It's crazy. I didn't realize how late it was already. Okay. I guess what I could do. Can you see the smoke coming out of my ears? Can you hear the gears grinding in there? That's me thinking right now. I guess what I could do is I could explain myself one more time for the people that are just tuning in, and I'll make it as brief as I can for the people that have already heard it three times. Obviously no Disneyland today. I'm in my car, where I have been for well over 3 hours now. Driving to Disneyland, traffic was normal, I guess, for the 9 o'clock rush hour traffic. But on the opposite side, it was bumper to bumper. So as I approached Disneyland, about maybe 3 exits before Disneyland Drive, the traffic was backed up bumper to bumper, as well as normal lanes as far as the carpool lanes as well. Carpool lanes was backed up all the way over that bridge going in. And finally, when we got to the bottom of the off-ramp, it was backed up all the way down that street. And the people trying to take the other second bridge going up and over into the parking lot. And so I couldn't even get over, actually, to get into the parking lot. It was that bumper to bumper. And as we approached it, they had it coned off and pointed us to the right. And there were security people out there as well. So they pointed us to the right. And then we went up and over that other ramp eventually. And sat there for quite some time as, whatever was going on. And then got over that ramp. And then at the bottom of that ramp, they had us go right again. And that's where I just said, I'm not going to go down. I think that's Magic Way out towards Walnut, out that area. That's just pointless because I don't know why they were pointing us that way. I can't figure that one out at all. Unless they were trying to make you go out and go down Walnut and back down Ball again and swing you all around. I have no idea. So I was able to get over to my left. People were kind enough to let me over because I was having a bit of a panic attack. My anxiety was through the roof. I just wanted to get out of there. Finally made my way down towards the I can't even think right now, the symbol lot. And they had a sign up there. I couldn't read exactly what it said, but it was something to the effect of no parking, yada, yada, yada. And as I looked, it looked like the parking lot was empty. I could be mistaken, but because you can't really see over that wall part. But it looked like it was empty. So I made my way down Disneyland Drive to Catella. Was able to get down there and turn right, heading westbound now. And stayed in that bumper-to-bumper traffic for quite some time. And headed back towards home. I don't know what was going on there. I have no idea. All I do know is that the weekday reservations have been selling out in advance. So whether it was a coincidence, which, by the way, I know other people could probably say this as well. When do you ever see the weekdays sell out, especially in advance? So I don't know what was going on there. The only thing I can think of is two different things. Either it was just a huge coincidence that everybody wanted to go to Disneyland at the exact same time, but why were they having stuff coned off and people going one way? Maybe the parking lot was full. Maybe it had something to do with the earthquake this morning. Maybe they had to shut down the parking lot, the structure. I have no idea. I have no idea at all. It could have just been at that exact moment that I was there. Maybe when I showed up I finally got to the parking structure area just before 10:30 when I was supposed to go live. Because I had been sitting in traffic now for whatever, half hour. And that's when I decided to turn this on and let you guys know what's going on. And maybe just at that point, maybe they figured, found something else out. Maybe it was fine this morning, even after the earthquake at 7:30. Maybe something else happened. I have no idea. It could have been a security issue. It could have been just as little as, like I said, maybe everybody decided to go to Disneyland at the same exact time. I have no idea. The whole weekday reservation sellout thing has really got me boggled. I can't understand that. Because most of the weekday Magic key holders are all the Imagine key holders, because that's their days to go. They want to get in and get them. But people work Monday through Friday. How was it at 10 o'clock in the morning? It trips me out, man. Trips me out. Maybe we'll find something out. Maybe we won't find anything out, and it's just chalk it up for what it is. Heather says, hello, Heather, by the way. I know a bunch of buckets released today, but that extreme to the effect of parking. Yeah, the Wednesday and Thursday have been sold out on reservations for days now. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Kiki Luke says, yeah, next time try Toy Story. I know, I should have thought about that, just like Casual was mentioning. When I got down to Catella, I should have tried to hang a left and go down towards Toy Story. But I think in the back of my mind, well, the main thing that was happening is I was having a panic attack. My anxiety was through the roof. My brain was just saying, get out of there. That's all I want to do is just get out of there. Because it was nuts. So, without getting off on another tangent, there's been twice in my life where I was caught in the middle of a riot. And maybe someday I'll explain that further. But I can't even... In one of those riots, literally, it was extreme. Maybe someday I'll explain that. If somebody brings it back up, I'll talk about it. I don't want to get off on a tangent. But, that just raises my level of anxiety. So rather than turning left, and in the back of my mind, I was thinking, just get out of there. And then the other part in the back of my mind, he was probably saying to myself, it's going to, no matter what you do, it's just going to, why would there be all these people here and nobody at Toy Story? I think that was just going on in the back of my mind. But just like how Casual mentioned earlier and how you just did, try Toy Story. That's a great idea, but I can't imagine thinking back on it. Other than that, it was something to do with the earthquake that they had to shut down the parking structure. And because Toy Story is just a parking lot, everything would have been fine. But if it was a matter of crowd, then it really wouldn't have made a difference, because everybody leaving there just would have went to Toy Story, which is a possibility of why they are routing people that way. Maybe they wanted people to go, rather than down Disneyland Drive to Catella, maybe they wanted to take people down Magic Way to Walnut to Ball and back down Harbor that way to go to. Maybe they were trying to get everybody to go to Toy Story parking lot. But if that's the fact, then why was Simba closed? Unless Simba has been closed for quite some time, I have no idea. I used to park in Simba all the time. So why it was closed today, I have no idea. Because Simba's just a parking lot, just like Toy Story. So everybody could have been parking there too. Why weren't they just making everybody go to Simba? Unless prior to me getting there, they had already done that and Simba lot was already full. But when I drove by it, it looked like it was empty. But you can't really see over that wall. So maybe that's what they did. Maybe they had everybody going to Simba and that lot was full. And now they were trying to head everybody down the other way to Toy Story. Maybe that's what they were doing. I have no idea. I'm rambling. I'm a rambling man. I'm a midnight rambler. Kiki says, I never park in Mickey and Friends. It's often a disaster there. Well, we used to park in Mickey and, or not Mickey and Friends. We used to park in Toy Story. And it's very unorganized as far as getting in and off. Well, mainly just getting in the buses, loading at the lot, but getting in the buses at Disneyland going back to the lot. Jen had a bad experience there one night. And I said, that's it. It's not worth it. Don't go there anymore. I don't really want to describe what happened, but it wasn't a good moment because everybody just pushes their way in. It's not a little single line. So that's a drag. That's the worst part about going to Toy Story. So we won't park in Toy Story anymore. It's just not worth it. Alrighty, I guess I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm getting close to home, and you know, I think I've bored you enough and disappointed you enough. As I said before, if anybody out there has a problem with anxiety, problem with stress, any type of mental health, seek help. Okay. I'm always trying to pay that forward. Talk to somebody, your doctor, look on Google. There's all kinds of places you can call. Seek it out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this boring little non-Disneyland moment. I appreciate you guys. There's so many other options you guys have, and for choosing to stay here at Donnieland blows me away. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you. Thank you for everything you guys do. Thank you for all the moderators that we have. Thank you for all the members that we have. Thank you all for subscribing and liking. Thank you for all your donations. You guys are awesome for your donations. In every way you guys do them. I know you guys do them for Amazon and Venmo and treats in the park and super chats. You guys are awesome. I can't tell you because as I explained earlier, you know, we're not in this for the money, but in a long story short, it's rough to pay the bills, you know, especially even just to do this, just to be a live streamer. It's a lot of money involved. It's a lot of money. So thank you for all that help. I seriously, I couldn't be more serious and more thankful for all of that. You guys are awesome. And all the chat coming up. Thank you for everything. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Peace, love, consideration. Be safe. Be kind to everybody. Be kind to yourself. As I said, if you need help, go get it. And like I keep saying, I'm just paying it forward. And I have Chris Provost to thank for that. Chris, you're awesome. And yes, I am talking to you, Chris. You're awesome. You and Amanda, everybody at Provost Park Pass. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, on YouTube, they are at Park Pass. Or you can just Google Provost Park Pass. But they recently changed their at name to at Park Pass. It used to be at Provost Park Pass, but it's just Park Pass. Chris and Amanda are wonderful people, and I have them to thank for getting me off my butt and out of my house. And I'm trying to pay it forward every day. So, you do the same, okay? Thank you, everybody. I'm rambling at this point, but I really love and appreciate you all. I could just ramble on and on about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being here. Have a great day, great evening, great tomorrow, whatever it is for you guys. Because I know some of you are a day ahead of us here in SoCal. So, thanks a lot. You guys take it easy. Oh, one last thing before I go. If somebody could drop our Linktree shortcut. I had a lot of people ask me about my music career, and I decided to open up my private YouTube account to the public now. So if you want to go over there and subscribe to me, I'm going to be doing some musical related stuff, live videos, live streams. I'm going to be doing music lessons, all kinds of stuff. So, and I'll try and put up some more videos of stuff that I've done. I only have like a few up there right now that I posted recently. There's a lot more out on the internet if you search them out, but I'll try and put some up myself. Anyways, yeah, if you go to the Linktree, my at for YouTube, I believe, is Donnie_Ray at YouTube. So, all right. Thanks for that. And subscribe to Jen's page, too. Jen's Crochet. She has a great YouTube channel and a great Instagram channel. Okay, people. I'll let you go. I've bored you enough. Thank you again for hanging out with me. And I will see you for sure on Saturday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.